This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So not only Linux guys, so everybody will get questions maximum every day, at least in for 2 3 days of in a week. You will get a questions from from me and all the topics, and I'm expecting all answers from everybody privately, not in
Okay.
group. It
Okay.
seems Vicky he has already sent answers in a group. So don't do that from the next time. Okay, so just send it privately.
I'm sorry,
So
Amal. Actually, I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
follow
no
the
problem.
instructions, you know.
No problem, no problem. So I'll add that instruction at the beginning now onwards. Okay,
Okay.
sure. No,
Okay.
it's not a big deal. Maybe guys, don't think that every question it was covered in our top class or not. Okay, it's not like that. You have to get it from Google also. That's our challenge. So as a DevOps admin, you'll get challenges like this. Okay, as many as from your client. He may not know what exactly, like how exactly we have to do, but he will give the challenge. He has some ideologies. Okay, so he will rub on us. So definitely we have to work. Even he don't know that whether that is possible or not, but still he will provide the challenge. You have to face it. You should not say I cannot, right? I don't know. You have to complete at any cost. That's your headache. Okay, then, guys, let's start. So, and before that, before starting, Samuel, who is ready with your screen?
If you want, I'm ready. If anyone wants it, they can go ahead. No problem.
Okay, maybe, guys, if anybody wants, you can start your sharing. But meanwhile, I want to share my screen
Sure, sure.
because I want to show something. Okay, then after we'll get back to you, your screen, anybody's screen. So let me know once you're able to see my screen.
Yes, yes.
Not yet. Yeah.
We can see it.
So are you able to see now?
Yeah.
Yes, Amal, yes.
Okay, good. So, guys, by default, how many hard disks you would have in your laptop,
One.
right? But how you are able to create multiple drives, and what is the purpose of drive in your laptop?
We do partitions
Yes, why I have to do it?
because
So,
storage is
that,
easy. Wherever we desire, we can store, and data retrieval is fast.
Exactly. So let's take this is my laptop. Okay, so inside laptop I do have one hard disk, and if I partition something like this is C drive. So I'm talking about Windows first. Okay, so this is Windows laptop, and I do have just partition. This is C drive. This is D drive. This is E drive. Right? So why should I do partitions again? It's because of my convenience, even system convenience. Generally, I used to save maybe my system related or application configuration, right? Libraries, those and all, everything available under C drive. So apart from application and apart from operating system, I used to store my user data, okay, my movies, my songs, my documentation, my application related data, okay, whatever the customer used to send, whatever the customer need those information, that those will be available under D drive and E drive based on my requirement, right? So in the same way, in AWS also, we would have like again internal storage for every EC2 instance. There would be internal storage. So now let's talk about Linux box. How exactly it would be. let's take this is Linux box. Okay, this is Windows. So why I'm comparing with Windows means it's very easy when you compare with Windows. That's the reason I'm comparing, guys. Okay, so but generally we don't need Windows. So this is your Linux box. In Linux box also, I would have internally one storage. When you launch one EC2 instance, okay, you would get one hard disk by default, right? So that would be around 8 GB or 10 GB by default, but you can attach later. That is the secondary part. So initially, one storage will be one disk will be attached, and this disk is called as SDA. Have you heard any time like SATA disk, IDE disk, guys? What is the difference between
Haven't
SATA
heard.
and IDE?
No idea.
Okay, so generally IDE means old type of hard disk. Both are hard disks only, but IDE is a like old type of hard disk, whereas SATA is a new type, SATA hard disk. So this is your hard disk name would be SDA, something like this. So I hope we discussed about device files. So in which folder device files will be available, guys?
etc.
ETC. No, no, no.
That
Are
is
you sure?
slash dev.
Exactly, slash dev. So our file names would be something like slash dev xvda, or maybe sometimes slash dev sda, something like this. This is our hard disk name in Linux. I don't know about Windows, what would be our hard disk name by default, but whereas in Linux, our hard disk name will be like this. Okay, whatever the internal disk. If you attached one more hard disk, let's assume that for extra storage, I added one more storage, one more hard disk. In that case, that would be something like slash dev slash xvdb, slash dev slash xvdb, something like that. If again one more disk, slash dev slash xvdc, xvdd, xvde, something like that. Okay, so these are our hard disk names, guys. And again here also you do have partitions. It depends on the OS you are taking. So by default, like it depends on the image you are taking while creating EC2 instance, which image you are taking. So in that image, if you have some predefined drives, okay, but here we don't call it as a drives, guys. In Linux, we would call it as a file systems. Just naming difference, that's it. Okay, no difference at all. In terms of Windows, we'll call it as drive. In terms of Linux, we would call it as a file system. That's it. Only that is the difference. And here also you may have file systems or drives. So let's assume that the first disk would be something like this. If it is a partition in XVDA, so the first disk name called as XVDA1. What about the second disk? Slash dev XVDA2. Because the same disk has partitions. That's the reason you would call it as 1, 2, 3. How many partitions you have, that many names you can. So now each partition, again here each partition you are mapping with C drive, D drive, E drive, right? The same way here you have to map one directory, maybe first directory name slash something slash tmp. It's up to you how many file systems you need, how many like drives you need in Linux box. It's completely your wish, but must and should file system name is this one, forward slash. Okay, you have to map a directory to your hard disk, then only it works. At least one file system you should have. Later, like again remaining file systems, it's up to you based on your structure you are using, based on the image you are using. You can create additional volumes also. Okay, so again that is what a general basic storage, guys, in any Linux box. I'm not talking about AWS Linux. Okay, the Linux box which you installed in Linux. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking general Linux concept, how the storage will be. Again, now we'll talk about the storage types
Amal,
in AWS. Yes,
I
tell
have
me.
a question regarding these file
Yes,
systems
yes,
in Red Hat. So, I
yes.
mean, where do LS, BLK, or I mean, stuff like that. So, I mean, there is file system called /dev/dev mapper /RHEL or something like that. So, what's a dev mapper? I mean, in
So those are related to LVMs, but nowadays nobody is using LVMs. I mean, if you are going with AWS, those LVMs are not required at all.
okay, but
Okay,
it's
so you can
RHEL
create direct file system. Yes.
Red Hat 8. I mean, the file system is like that.
No, not like that. Even in previous Red Hat 7 and Red Hat 6 also, you do have mappers. Okay, so generally you would get that mapper stuff in LVM. But I'm not sure about Red Hat 8 because it's recently released around 3 months back. Okay, I haven't used
Okay.
8 much till now. Okay, so in most of our servers, all are in just older versions only, not with Red Hat
Okay.
8. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. Okay, guys. Now let's talk about storage in AWS. How come, like, what kind of hard disk we may have? Guys, can you please let me know some name storage things in general real time? Hello, guys.
Floppy drives, hard disk, USB, a pen drive or a zip
Okay,
tape drive.
exactly. We do have this many types, right? What is the purpose? Why this many types?
For different uses.
Exactly. Maybe for short-term storage, maybe for like small storages, we'll
Flexibility,
use
yes.
floppy drives, DVD drives, pen drives, right?
Yes.
Then again, hard disks are for big storage.
Yeah.
Again, in hard disks also, you would get different types, like maybe different brands, different costs. The same 1 TB hard disk, I can get it for 5,000, 10,000 also. What is the difference?
So compression
The
and
quality.
speeds. And
Ex- exactly. So quality of the product would be more, would be efficient. You would get more throughput, more performance if you go with a good quality one. Even in pen drive also, right? Even in pen drive also, you would get different costs. Maybe like for 400, for 500, the same size I'm talking about. I'm not talking about different sizes. The same like a 1 TB pen drive. So maybe I don't know 1 TB pen drive is available or not. Is it available? 1 TB pen drive?
I think
Yeah, you can get it.
I'm
320
not sure.
gigs max.
Yes.
Oh,
Open
okay.
has 2 TB.
Okay, then I'm not sure about that. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So okay. So let's take like 1 GB pen drive or maybe 8 GB pen drive. The 8 GB pen drive you would get it in different prices. For 500 you would get 1000, 2000, 4000, right? Different prices. Why? Because the performance is different for each device. Here also the same stuff. So here we do have different types of storages, guys. And one more thing, guys. How many of you aware of Telugu?
Me.
I think all are,
I
most of
I
the
hope
people.
most of the guys are
Many of you
from
people,
Telugu.
Pratik cannot speak Telugu. Pratik maybe.
Yeah, you are right. Correct.
And
Yes. So how about
Arjun.
others?
Yes, well, no, I cannot understand or
Hi,
speak
Amar.
Telugu as well.
This is Nag. I can speak Telugu. Yeah.
Yes. So I hope most of the guys are from Telugu. That's okay. Doesn't matter. So yeah, because wherever it needs, I want to speak Telugu also. Okay. So very rare cases. That's fine. So guys, here in AWS we do have different types of storages. The commonly used types of storages are EBS, one type, EFS, one more type, so S3, one more type. Like in real time, we do have pen drive, hard disk, DVD, floppy, right? In the same way, in Linux also, sorry, not in Linux, in AWS also, AWS like Amazon Web Services provider is also providing different types of storages like EBS, EFS, S3 bucket. So each has different purpose, guys. So manaku three storages unnai, three types of storages. EBS, EFS, S3 bucket. These are belongs to AWS, not outside.
Okay.
Okay. So what is the purpose? What is the purpose of each storage? We'll talk about. We'll talk today, guys. So the default storage, the default hard disk you are getting for your EC2 instance is a EBS volume only. Remember that, guys? The default storage, the default hard disk you are getting, right, in AWS for AWS EC2 instance, that is called as EBS volume. It can be bootable volume, bootable hard disk. So the bootable, whenever you are using that AMI means Amazon Machine Image, and you are installing EC2, those bootable files will be copied into this hard disk only. Okay, the by default volume, we can call it as a volume also in terms of AWS. We can call it as EBS volume. Okay, the default storage for your AWS is called as EBS. But you can attach additional volumes also from EBS. We'll talk about that. Again, in EBS, we do have four types, guys. In the same way, for hard disk, we would get different types, right? Different types like 4G for 1 TB hard disk I would get in 2000, 4000, 6000, 10,000. Why this difference? This is because of performance, right? In the same way for AWS like EBS also has different types, different, you would get different performance based on your requirement. How can I know that which type I have to take? It's based on the application you are going to install on top of your Linux box. Your application guy will help you. What application you are installing it? What is the purpose? Is it for database? Is it for application? I hope you guys are aware of the difference between application and database. How many of you are aware of it? Guys,
Yes, yes.
ఎంతమందికి
Yes,
తెలుసు?
Yes, sir.
So what is
Yeah,
application?
beginner.
The service. The service.
Means exactly?
It's loaded on top of OS. Application is
Mhm.
is the one
No, it
loaded.
doesn't matter. It doesn't depend on OS. So give
No,
me,
loaded
try to.
on top of OS.
Okay, so but
Actually,
database also can be same, right? Database
actually,
also on top of OS only.
Yeah,
Then
more
what is
or
the
less.
difference?
application provides the functionality and database provides the data.
Exactly. So guys, YouTube, is it an application or database?
Application.
It's an
Application.
application.
So then why, how come I'm getting videos in application?
I think it is a database application.
Both.
No, no. YouTube is
Anybody? Anybody?
It's
YouTube
a
is an application or database?
YouTube is
so
an
UDP
application.
based,
I'm sorry, one by one.
actually, it's a
Vicky,
UDP
Vicky,
based
please.
application. Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead. Tell me now again.
You are talking to me?
Yes, yes, Vicky. Tell me.
Okay.
Is it an application or database? YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is a UDP-based application where duplex data is shared on between the user, between the client and the server, and the backend backend data is in database servers, which can be derived both ways.
Yes, exactly. So here what will happen mean, front end will be YouTube application. Okay, so it's not a database, guys. It's an application. So in the back end, there would be one more server. Their database will be hosted. So there will be backend connection between your application and database. So just YouTube is an application which provides only the functionality. You would be able to see the search option, playlist option, videos option, right? These are just functionalities of your application. You're able to get those functionalities. So in the backend, whenever you search something, what will happen? Your application will talk to your database server and fetch the details from database. That is how it works. It's not a database, it's an application. So application is will provide the functionalities, the options, whereas database will store the data. Okay, both are different. Not like you can install database on top of again the same server itself, but generally we don't do that. Application will be on one server, database will be in one more server. That is how the real-time scenarios. Okay, so here, guys, as I told you, which application or which database you are going to install on top of your Linux box, you will come to know that. Based on that, you have to choose. So here you do have 4 types. These are the 4 types of again in EBS. Okay, as I told you, you have 4 types again. This is the hard disk types. You have EBS, EFS, S3 bucket. All 3 are for different purposes. Again, every storage has types again, subtypes. So now we are talking about EBS, guys. So EBS has 4 types again. 4 like subtypes ఉన్నాయి EBS లో. So those are these types. But how can I know that which type is for which purpose? Based on your requirement. Here you can see the use case also. For each whenever someone asks you, let's assume that maybe Vicky has requested me. I am the AWS admin. I am the DevOps admin. Okay, what he has given me, he want to have one Linux box. On top of that, he want to have some database. He will provide me all the details. What exactly, like that application? What is the purpose? What would be the load on top of servers? Okay, so maybe should I go with like which type also I will tell you. Which performance is required for him? What type of data he is going to store and how much storage he need. That everything information he will give it to me. Wiki will give it to me. So based on that, I have to decide. Maybe he may not know these types. How many types you have, like EBS, S3 bucket, EFS. He may not know that. Again, in EBS also, I do have different types. I do have 2001, I do have 4001, I do have 6. Example, I am saying. So different performances you will get, right? So that is what this one, guys. So if you see, let me minimize this. Yeah. So is it visible, guys?
Yes, we can see. I can see.
Okay. So see here, guys. If you go with GP2 type, what is this purpose? The default disk. Whatever the default disk you are getting, right? That disk most probably GP2 type. So it's little lower level. You would get it is only for bootable purpose. To boot your EC2 instance, those bootable files will be available here. So you can call it as a bootable device. That lower level, the default storage. But apart from that, you can store your application data also. It doesn't matter. But when we would go with this default one, this GP2 one means just basic applications. Nothing is running, just basic application. So not much load on top of that server. So in such a cases, I will go with GP2 storage. If I want to add additional also, I can add a GP2 storage, but nothing would be running. So basic, like a basic application, not much load, very less load. It's for internal purpose. Hardly like 5 to 6 for 6 users only using that application. In such a case, maybe 100 users, maybe less than that. In such a cases, I will go with GP2. You can see that system boot volumes, virtual desktops, low latency interactive apps, again development and test environment, because there won't be much load if it is development and test. Only like your developer will use that application, only your tester will use that application. So in that case, I'll go with GP2. Then IO1. So like provisioned IO apps. IO apps is nothing but input output per second. The data you're writing, the data you're reading, that is nothing but input output per second. ఎంత టైం పడుతుంది పర్ సెకండ్, ఎంత డేటా రీడ్ చేయొచ్చు, ఎంత డేటా. సో ఇఫ్ యు టేక్ నెట్ బ్యాంకింగ్, it's an application, right? And in the backend database will be there. So at the same time, crores of people are using that net banking application, right? So crores of users transacting, they are doing the transactions, they're maybe like sending money or receiving money. So these data, everything data should be updated into database. So that is nothing but writing the data. And reading data means you're able to see the like what I can say, statements. So that is nothing but reading. So reading per second. So how much speed you are getting the data, how much time it is taking whenever you are sending data, whenever you are transacting something, how much time it is like taking to update the data into your database. That is what writing the data. Okay, so based on that application, if you go with, let's assume that for I want to store my net banking data, whatever the customer transactions are there, right? I want to store that. So obviously it would be database. If I go with GP2, what will happen? There will be delay in your, whenever I do some transaction, the customer will feel delay while saving, while sending the, while doing some transaction, because the database is slow because of the performance of the disk. So I would go with I should go with some other type to add your application related data. Okay, so I'll show you that also, how to add the storage and all. So just we are discussing about the types now. So IO1 means you will go with large database workloads. You can see that like MongoDB, Cassandra, Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle. Okay, this is for your large databases. If you have large database size, how can I know that? Again, your database guy will tell you, don't worry. Okay, maybe they may not know this type. Like you do have EBS, in EBS again you have 4 types, he may not know, the database guy. But he will tell you how much load it may have, what is the purpose. So based on that, you have to choose here, this type. Okay, then next HDD, ST1. Now here, this ST1 type is for big data, data warehouses, to process the logs. Okay, so it cannot be a boot process. See, so boot volume in the sense the main hard disk. So it's clearly saying that these are recommendations, guys. It's up to you. Like for which application you want to use which disk, which type of disk, it's completely up to you. మీ ఇష్టం అది, మీ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ని బట్టి మీరు చెప్పాలి అది. సో కస్టమర్ ఏం చెప్తాడు, డెవలపర్. సో డెవలపర్ విల్ గివ్ యూ the requirement. I need so and so like application, I need so and so database, this much would be the load on top of this, this performance I need more, storage performance I need more. He will ask you, he will tell you. So based on that, you have to take care which type I have to take. Again, this is for SC1, throughput oriented storage for large volume. Sometimes like huge data transactions are small data only, small chunks only, but sometimes larger data, hardly like 100 GB data at the same time. Those kind of data like maybe some applications would be there. So in such a case, you would go with SC1 like a storage type. Okay, so these are the types in EBS. The simple definition for EBS is the default storage. You can attach it to your like EC2 instance, that is called as EBS volume. మనకు డిఫాల్ట్ గా వచ్చే స్టోరేజ్ ని EBS వాల్యూమ్ అంటారు. మీరు అడిషనల్ గా కూడా యాడ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు కావాలంటే EBS వాల్యూమ్స్. ఇంకొకటి, సో ఎక్స్ట్రా అడిషనల్ external storage laga. I can create one more EBS volume like 100 GB and I can attach to here for my Linux box. That is so I'll show you now. Now let's go back to your screen, Samuel. Now I will show you how to launch,
Okay.
how to attach storage.
Yeah, make
So
me a
is it
presenter.
Samuel UT?
Yeah.
What is UT?
Uchula.
Oh, okay. Yeah, please go ahead now. I made you as a presenter.
Yeah, done.
So guys, simple definition for EBS is default storage.
Default
మనకు
storage.
డిఫాల్ట్ గా AWS లో వాడే స్టోరేజ్ ని EBS వాల్యూమ్ అంటారు.
EBS.
Okay guys,
Okay.
elastic block storage, it stands for EBS stands for elastic block storage. Already all these nodes, it is available in our notes, guys. You no need to write it. So can you launch an instance? Now I will show you how to see that storage part. So while launching you can attach, or else even after launch also, even after launching new EC2 instance also you can attach. So I'll show you both how it works.
Okay.
Select one EC2, anything. Next, don't click on review and launch, click, because
Okay,
we are
just
talking about storage, right?
okay, one
We'll
second.
go with storage first.
Okay.
No, don't launch.
Okay, that's okay.
It's
We'll go with
it
next
seems
one.
already you launched. Okay,
Yeah,
go
that's okay.
again, launch it one more time.
First one, can I go? Amazon Linux to AMI.
Anything. Storage can be like same for anything, right? Now
Yes.
click on next. Go to the storage step. So yesterday we have seen storage, right? Add storage. So go to that step. So guys, see. So by default, how much storage I'm getting? 8 GB. So the default storage, by default you are getting EBS volume only. You can attach additional volumes also. Those are also EBS only. Okay. So in here you have delete and termination option. The last one, last but one. So Samuel, can you show me that delete and termination? Can you highlight? Yeah. See here, guys. What is this option means? Do you want to delete this volume at the time of EC2 termination? EC2 terminate చేసేటప్పుడు ఈ వాల్యూమ్ డిలీట్ చేయాలా వద్దా అని అడుగుతుంది. ఇక్కడ నువ్వు చెక్ బాక్స్ పెట్టావనుకో, సో ఇఫ్ యూ సెలెక్ట్ దిస్ చెక్ బాక్స్, what will happen? If you delete your EC2, this volume also will be deleted. If you don't select this option, what will happen? While deleting your EC2, it won't delete this volume. The data will be persisting. That is what this option meaning. It's up to you based on your requirement. If you want to save the data even after EC2 termination, you can select that. It's up to you, completely your requirement. Now click on add new volume. Add new volume. So guys, maybe let's assume that, as I told you, Wiki came to me. He want to install some database on top of Linux works. But definitely to store the data and all, I need storage, right? 8 GB. The default storage we don't use. That is only for system purpose. Most probably. Okay, guys. In most of the cases, we don't use the default. Whatever the storage you are getting, right? The 8 GB. It is
Yes.
only will store our application. Sorry, our files, our installation, whatever the applications you are installing, right? That libraries, that commands, everything available in the main disk only. And apart from that, the user data. So definitely in application also you would have some data, right? User application data and all. Everything will be available in additional disks only. That is the best practice. So Wiki will ask me. So I need 100 GB hard disk. So this is for so and so purpose. He will tell me. So So based on that, I'll add. So you can see the volume types here while attaching. Can you click on that volume types? Drop down is there, right? Not the first one. Fifth
Volume
field.
types. Yeah. Drop.
See, in same line you have fifth field, right? General purpose.
It is beside size, Sam.
Yes. Fifth
Yeah, already
one.
done it. You're
Fifth.
getting late, bro. Already done it. You're getting late. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, late.
Yeah,
Late.
Yeah.
it's
So
getting
guys,
delayed.
see,
Yeah.
these are the types. So based on your requirement, you have to choose which type I have to go with. If it is a basic application you are going to install, not much load. Okay, so like customers are very less for your application. In that case, I can go with GP2. But if at all it is for net banking application, it is for some other like database which needs more performance, then you should go with other types based on your application. I showed the already the types. I'll provide you that link also. Don't worry. Even you can just Google it. Volume types, EBS volume types. You would get the option. So guys, this is what EBS volume. You can attach as many as volume. It's completely your wish. Volume is nothing but hard disk. వాల్యూమ్ ని హార్డ్ డిస్క్ కూడా అనొచ్చు. జనరల్ గా మనం హార్డ్ డిస్క్ అంటాం. ఇక్కడ AWS టర్మినాలజీస్ లో వాల్యూమ్స్ అంటాం. EBS టర్మినాలజీస్.
Yes.
So volume is nothing but storage, hard disk. Okay. Now if you want to attach, you can attach. Otherwise, just cancel that. It's not required. Just cancel it. Even cancel your EC2 also. Now I will show you how to attach EBS volume to existing EC2 instance. ఫర్ ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్న EC2 ఇన్స్టెన్స్ కి ఎట్లా అటాచ్ చేయాలో చూద్దాం ఇప్పుడు. సో ఐ షోడ్ యూ ఫర్ న్యూ EC2, రైట్? నౌ ఐ విల్ షో యూ ఫర్ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ EC2. అండ్ గైస్, వన్ మోర్ క్వశ్చన్, హౌ టు చెక్ హౌ మెనీ disks I have in my Linux box? Can you open your putty session? Log into your putty. సో ఎన్ని హార్డ్ డిస్క్స్ ఉన్నాయి నా Linux box లో?
LSBLK, is it right?
Exactly. So LSBLK, you have fdisk-l, you have so multiple commands we have sometimes, guys. In Windows, how can I check how many hard disks I do have?
If you go to my computer, it will tell you how many disks you have.
Yes, my properties maybe somewhere.
Or system
So
configuration.
yes, exactly. So change the configuration somewhere. Sorry, the settings. Make it big. Yeah. So can you run lsblk command?
BLK.
Single
What is
command.
that?
It's single
LS?
command. BLK,
BLK.
block device. Yes.
Okay.
List block device. LSBLK stands for.
Okay.
So how many hard disks I do have? Guys,
I have
how
one
many
disk.
hard disks I do have?
One.
Yes, exactly.
partition.
Only one disk I have. XVDA. What is the storage? How much storage I have? 10 GB.
10 GB.
So here I do have how many partitions?
2.
XVDA1 and XVDA2. 2 partitions I do have. Why partitions are required?
First one for bootable or something. No?
Better throughput.
Yes. So here something like first partition using for some internal purpose. Okay, is not using any like storage purpose for that one. Second partition, he mapped with forward slash. That is the file system. That is the directory name he attached with XVDA2. Slash. What is the full path of your device? /dev/XVDA2. Now let's see how to attach a new hard disk to my Linux box. So why additional hard disk required, guys? So why should I need it?
Additional storage.
Exactly. For extra storages. But to store your database data, maybe to store your application data. So by default in real time, guys, we don't store our like application data into our default disk. That is only for OS purpose. Because if some reason, if this OS is corrupted, what will happen? Your entire data will be gone. That's the reason. If you add one more storage, one more hard disk, okay. So if you select that, I showed one option, right? ఒక ఆప్షన్ చూపించాను కదా టర్మినేట్ ఆప్షన్ వాల్యూమ్ కి if you don't select it, that volume will be available always. Even if you delete this EC2 also, that volume will be available at any cost. Your data will be safe. That is the reason I'll go with new like hard disk. Now go back to your EC2. Okay, so guys, and now I want to attach new hard disk to my EC2 instance. So how can I do that? Simple. Go to volumes. Left hand side you can see the volumes concept. Volumes button.
Yeah, I've done it. It's spinning.
Okay. Here, guys, this is where I can attach new volumes. First of all, I have to create a new volume. New hard disk I have to create first. Then after I will attach to my EC2 instance. And before that, I have one prerequisite. Can you go to EC2 dashboard one more time? And
Dashboard, okay.
I have to say one more thing that is called as region and availability zone. So what is the region means? The main location. Let's assume that, as I told you, we do have number of data centers for AWS in different locations, right? Like in US we have, in India, in Singapore, in Canada, different regions they have different, right? So can you click on the top right hand corner? Ohio is there, right? Your region names. Yeah. See guys, how many regions you have? In which region you are currently? Your data
Ohio.
center? Ohio. Exactly. Again in Ohio, you may have some like sub-regions. Like maybe they won't have data center in one place in Ohio. Again in Ohio, different places for redundancy purpose. Maybe like for safe side. They will have, again, let's take in India. Okay, if India, Mumbai is the region, then in Mumbai, sub-locations. Mumbai, different locations will be there, right? Mumbai. Data centers will be like again spread into different locations in Mumbai. Those are called as availability zones. Guys, understood? So I understand one thing. Here, the main location is called as region. And sub-regions, like sub-locations are called as availability zone. Okay, and here you have to understand which location your EC2 instance is available before creating a value. Go to running instances. Go to running instances. Select your, so here you can see the availability zone. What is the availability zone, guys? US East 2B. That is your available. So generally region would be US East 2. That is your region. You can see that region name in Ohio also. Can you click on the Ohio again? It will show you, see, US East 2. That is your region. Availability zones would be A, B, C, D, something like that. Okay, sub-regions I can say in simple words. So if you select one other, maybe like California, it will be again US East B, like 1A, 1B, 1C, 1C, 1D, something like that. అలా ఉంటది. Okay, now go back to volume. Remember that availability zone, guys. Remember that availability zone, because you have to create a volume in the same availability zone, then only it works. Now create volume. So guys, I think can we do one thing, because again so we cannot complete this topic today. Can we make it tomorrow same time?
Okay.
Sure,
Okay.
no problem.
Yes.
Tomorrow,
Month,
I'll show you this topic tomorrow because again we cannot complete this by today. So I'll show you tomorrow like EBS, then volume backups, how to take the backups and all. Okay. So yeah, it's fine for today.
Okay, thank you.
Okay then. And guys, please make sure that sharp 7 o'clock. Even if I don't give any reminder, also please join by sharp 7 o'clock. So I'm
Yes,
seeing some lag
7 a.m. bro.
in timings. Yeah. Okay, guys. Yes, exactly. 7 a.m. IST. If there
alright,
is no class, I will give you the reminder.
sure,
Okay.
sure. Okay,
Amar,
man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
so you
Yes, tell
said
me.
you have already shared notes. May I know where did you share that notes, please?
So okay. So can you ping me in WhatsApp? Do you have
Yeah, sure.
WhatsApp group? Which group you
Yeah.
are in? So everybody, guys, whoever did not have my like Google Drive, and also I provided one YouTube link also. Samuel, can you open that YouTube link? So can you share your screen again one more time?
Yeah, make me. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Already you are presenter.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So can you open WhatsApp link? I given
WhatsApp.
yes.
One
Open
second.
WhatsApp web. So
WhatsApp web
guys,
I don't have it. One
okay, you
second.
can open it. It's a very simple. Just type
I know,
WhatsApp web.
I know,
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, your wish.
So
Yeah, open
which
that
link?
link.
Okay. I'm sending it. I'm
I
doing it.
pinged
One
you in
second.
WhatsApp.
Okay, I'm checking it.
So
One second.
guys, I do have one YouTube link. Okay, that is my channel. So there I'm uploading all my videos. Anyway, you will get the link also every day, recording link. So, but most of the guys are forgetting to download that. That's the reason I'm uploading into my uh, YouTube. You can get. So please subscribe it. Just click on subscribe button. So you'll get updates whenever I upload a new video. Yeah. So someone pinged in a group chat also. You can copy that YouTube channel. So it's not yet completed actually. So yeah. So please just click on subscribe. And here these are the videos. So okay. So you can go through Linux videos already I have. So AWS videos also I will post here. Don't worry. Okay, so no need to play it. Just
Okay, I'm just checking.
save that YouTube channel, guys.
Yeah, save.
So anybody can follow it
Yeah,
in the WhatsApp this link so that it is easy to access.
sure. Just ping me, guys, because I don't know. I have multiple groups here. I don't know which group you are belongs to. Okay.
I just pinged you,
Yeah.
Amar.
Okay then. Okay then, guys. Thank you. We'll
Thank
meet
you,
again
Amar.
Okay,
tomorrow
Have a
with
great day.
same
thank
time.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.